So today we're going to be going over a really cool eSIM that you can use to stay connected while traveling abroad. Now, the one we're going to be talking about is called BNESIM. It's one I've used in 12 countries over the last year and a half. Hey, I'm Joel from the Wandering Hartz, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite eSIMs to use, and that's called BNESIM. Now, if you're familiar with like your traditional SIM cards, which lets you connect to your mobile carrier, get online with your phone, maybe make phone calls and things like that, those look like this, right? You're probably familiar with these. They get installed in your phone. Well, those traditional cards can be kind of a hassle when you are traveling abroad. So like when you first land, if you don't have like some kind of a special travel SIM card already installed on your phone, or have one of those mobile plans that may be more expensive ones that gives you data while you're traveling, then you pretty much kind of stuck by going to like a shop or something like that when you're in the airport and trying to buy a SIM card and have them install it for you so you can get like a ride share or whatever and actually get to your hotel. The nice thing about eSIMs is it's just a digital version of that same SIM card that is on your phone. They're great because when you land, you can just activate them. And once they're activated, you've got data, which is super, super cool and also really convenient. I've been testing out several eSIMs over the last year and a half while slow traveling to 12 different countries so far. And actually, I do have a couple other videos that I've made about some of the other eSIMs that I've tried out already. So you can check those out on the channel as well. And if you end up wanting to try out BNESIM, do stick around because later on in the video, I'm going to show you how you can get an exclusive 20% discount code that will hopefully save you a little bit of money on your next trip. Now, at first, this video is not sponsored. You're actually the sponsor, so lucky you. If this video helps you out, you can just help me out by either using the affiliate link that we have if you decide to try it out, or you can buy me a glass of wine if you want to do that too. That's pretty cool. Also, liking the video really helps out the channel a lot. And also one other note is that I actually paid for all of my data plans for all the testing that I've done for BNESIM as well as several other eSIMs. Now, in order to use an eSIM, you're going to need to make sure that your phone is first unlocked from your mobile carrier and also make sure it's compatible. Now, as far as compatibility is concerned, most modern smartphones, like for instance, like the iPhone XS and newer, or the Samsung Galaxy series, Google Pixel, etc., all work and are eSIM compatible. I will leave a full link in the description where you can kind of check out all the different ones that work, especially with BNESIM. Let's talk about some of my personal experience real quick. Again, I've used BNESIM slow traveling through 12 countries so far, and that's the US, North Macedonia, Bulgaria, Romania, France, South Korea, Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, and Vietnam. And in all that time, I've only had one or two problems where I had some connectivity issues, which usually resolve themselves within a minute or two. The nice thing is that with that, wherever I land, I've got data. As soon as I activate my eSIM, I've got data, meaning that I can already get a ride share, I can navigate with Google Maps or whatever, I can message home, I can do social media, whatever you need to do. If I know I'm going to be going to multiple countries, I just get a regional plan. It makes it super, super easy. Like for instance, when I was traveling from Bulgaria to Romania, the first time we went by train, and it was, I had connectivity no matter what. Like I was sitting there waiting for my passport, them to check me in or whatever, and we still had connection. In fact, even last year, or this year, actually, we just got back from Romania again. Same thing. It didn't have any trouble whatsoever. Let's jump into some of BNESIM's top features real quick. Now, if you want, you can skip this section because I'm going to have a section right after this where we kind of go over like my pros and cons of everything. Some of that will be repeated, but let's go ahead and jump in here real quick and I'll show you kind of what they offer. Okay, so I'm going to start with the website because I find it's the easiest to kind of show how all the features work. So as you can see here on the BNESIM website, they're already going to give you a lot of information. 200 countries that you can do, and they say affordable rates, and they really are. We'll see that in just a second here. Like lots of different options as far as destinations are concerned. And again, like it says, it's really this simple. You just buy your eSIM. You can install it really easily too. We'll show you how to do that here or how it's done in just a second when I get to the app. You just connect instantly, just turn on your eSIM in your phone and it'll connect once it like pings off of a tower when you land somewhere. Now you can just download it from the Apple Store or even Google Play, so it makes it really compatible across devices too, which is nice. Global coverage, there's no roaming charges, which is the cool thing, so you're not gonna have any shock bills. And you can even keep your physical SIM card too. So you can have like your regular mobile carrier physical SIM card in your phone and also your eSIM, and you can have them in your phone. If you didn't know this, you can actually select which one is going to do data or voice or vice versa. So you can actually use one for data, one for, like your texting and things like that, phone and calls and things, and then you can use your other one just for like data only if you want to. So let's kind of go into what options they have here. So you can see there's two basic options. There's the local plans and then there's the regional plans. So for instance, I don't know, let's look at Germany. So Germany here, you can see that they've got quite a few plans. In fact, it goes up to 100 gigabytes, which is quite a lot of data. And the pricing is actually pretty reasonable too. I never really use more than 3 or 5 gigs of data in a month's time. Now, I'm also not on a lot of social media, so maybe that's part of the reason. But you can see here, even for like 5 gigs, it's like a little over $8. And that gives you 30 days, which is also really cool. Now, if you go down here, you can see your plan details, and this will tell you like your coverage. It'll tell you documentation. And again, like I mentioned, there's no documentation required. You just sign up with your email, you pay with your credit card or whatever, and that's it. You don't need any showing a passport or anything like that. Most of these plans have top-ups as well, where you can have it set to automatically top up your data once it gets low, so you don't have to worry about that. It will also give you a notification as well when you are low on data. So if you don't want to do the automatic top-up. Again, instant activation, and then it tells you the eSIM model, and this is important in the sense that like this is a G1. All of their G1 models give you this really cool thing, and that's basically free texting with WhatsApp, even if your phone is like out of data. So you can still at least like connect with people, which is cool. Now, not every eSIM packs have that, but most of them do. And then again, I'll show you how to find that out. And then here it shows you the networks that are available too. So in this case, in Germany, it uses Vodafone, O2, or E+. So those are the 3 networks that it will connect to. And network speed and 5G. So again, like anything, you're gonna get up to 5G. Just kind of all depends on what's available in the country and also networks, busyness and all that kind of stuff. If you want to see supported devices, it goes right there. So I'll put a link to this so you can actually see all the different phones, tablets, and everything else that work with BNESIM. Most of the eSIMs that I've been testing, a lot of them have like small packages, like the 1 and 3 gigs are like only like 7 days or 15 days. So if you're like me and you don't use a lot of data, this is cool because you get the whole 30 days to use it. Now, maybe you're not using it for 30 days because you're on vacation, and that's okay too. But still, you can take a look at that and see if the price works out for you. But another cool thing is they have lifetime data, and this is one of the few that I've found that have this. It was also what makes BNESIM one of my favorites. I can just buy like 5 gigs of data if I want to, with no expiration date. And you can see it's not that much more expensive, $11.60 versus $8.29. And that just lets me use it whenever I want. Say I'm traveling a lot to Germany. Well, in that case, maybe I'm only there for the weekend, I'm doing some business or whatever. Well, I just buy one of these packages and then I can just turn it on when I land, use up whatever data I need, and then turn it off when I leave and head back home. And then you can just keep doing that until you run out of data instead of having to worry about buying a package every time. So that's a really cool thing. In fact, you'll see later on, I've got a couple of these packages for countries that I travel to frequently. Let's take a look at some of the regional stuff here. For instance, as you can see, they got like basically everything available. Since we're talking about Germany, let's look at Europe. First thing you can see here, again, is it tells you the coverage. And so with this, you can see it shows you all the different countries in Europe that this works with. So for, like our last trip, we were in a couple of these. We were in Romania and, well, actually in Turkey too. I forgot to mention that. I was in Turkey. So actually 13 countries and also Bulgaria. So those are a couple of the ones that we went to. Again, plan details, all the same stuff, shows you the coverage, documentation. Again, G1 model, which is also cool. So that means you have that WhatsApp, shows you a network and everything else. And of course, it tells you too, like what it doesn't cover, in this case, Northern Cyprus. And they have lifetime data too. So that's also really cool. Another question too is that people like, can you use both of these, your SIM card and BNESIM? And you can. Like I said before, you can use your SIM card for calls and SMS stuff. You can select that you can have it set up in your phone to do that. And then of course, have your BNESIM eSIM data set up for everything else. A good note here as well is your eSIMs does not support phone calls, nor does it support text or messaging, SMS type messaging. You can do all of those things, make calls and things like that, but you're gonna have to use an app for that, like WhatsApp or like iMessenger, Facebook Messenger, things like that. A lot of those will let you use calling and video over that too. And basically just because you're just doing it over data instead of a cellular network. So now let's go ahead and go into the app. As you can see, as soon as you open up the app, it's going to show you all the eSIMs that you have currently installed. You can also simply add an eSIM. You just hit that button there. You can again choose local, regional, just like before. It's super easy. You can just select what you want. In this case, I can, like United States, I can add either one, and you can go to checkout. It's got all the same information, your plan details and everything too. And it shows you what network you're going to connect to. So let's look at the US one. That's what my current active plan is. As you can see, as soon as it opens up, there's the smart top up here at the bottom. So you can choose to turn that on or off as you want. It shows you how much you have left over. You can also top it up. And as you can see here, it takes me to the top ups. So here I'm topping up United States. I can choose whichever I want. Super easy. Just go to checkout and you can pay that way with your credit card or even using the BNE coins, which I'll talk about in just a second. Also, it gives you like instructions on how to do everything. You got installation instructions here. It'll walk you through the steps, and you can do QR code, which is the one you're probably going to use. It's the easiest. Just follow the instructions. It's really easy. And it'll open up that QR code that you can use. Oops, went too far. You can actually just like screen grab this and then open it up into your gallery of your phone, and then just should automatically recognize that and ask you like with a link, and you can do that. Or you can download the QR code separately. Again, you're doing the same thing. Open up in your gallery, and then it should show you the hyperlink. You click that, and it will start that process. Another way to do it is to follow the instructions here. If you open up in your settings, you can tell it to add an eSIM, and then you will, at that point, you can actually physically scan this eSIM as well if you've got it like in an email or something like that too. So there's a bunch of options. This video is not about that. So there's also manual input. It shows you how to do it manually. So this is what I was talking about, this part here. And then it'll tell you whether or not, let's see, this one does not have the WhatsApp thing. So I don't have it here, but the Europe one has that little WhatsApp symbol. So this one's added data, but I can still use WhatsApp if I have it activated and I'm in Europe. Okay, so another cool thing is you get messages in here too. It's really easy. As you can see, they give you notifications on like low data here. Here's like one that says my data was low. They have specials that they run as well. It does have a VPN built in that you can do here as long as it is active. I haven't tried it. I don't use it because I have another VPN that I use already. And then also there's the wallet, and you can see here, this is like a blockchain wallet. Again, I don't know anything about crypto, so I just know that you can load stuff into that if you want, and then have it like from your credit card or whatever and pay up. Also, you get BNE coins, as you can see down here. You get, which is basically like 5% cash back if you preload into your wallet and then pay from your wallet. So that is an option. If you open up my profile, it gives you your saved cards, subscriptions, things like that. You can find all of your orders. You can easily add your card here, which is what I do. And then also for help and support, super easy. Again, there's a really good FAQ in here that gives you like answers pretty much all your questions. There's even instructions. Again, it goes back to those same instructions about how to install everything. And they have a great live chat function as well. Again, I've used this a couple times, luckily only a couple times, but it's still really good, and they respond to you like almost immediately. So I've had really good luck with that. And if I haven't mentioned this already, BNESIM is hotspot capable, which is also super cool. So you can share your data connection with other people that you're traveling with as well. Now, I also promised you a discount code. And so to get 20% off, just scan the QR code that you see on the screen, or you can check the link in the description. Now, that is going to take you to my full review of the BNESIM on my website, our Wandering Hartz website. And that's where I keep all of the discount codes. Definitely check that out if you're planning on using BNESIM or giving it a try. Appreciate that. So now let's talk about some of the pros and cons of BNESIM. Starting with, honestly, it's one of the most affordable eSIMs I have found to date. And again, they have data plans for over 200 countries, which is also super, super cool. Everything from global plans, if you're doing you're hopping around a bunch of places, to regional or even single country, especially if you're doing slow travel like we are, or if you're going to be doing a vacation somewhere. Also, I like the fact that you can purchase through the website and or the app any of your plans, and of course do those top-ups. That's nice. 4G, 5G connectivity with major telecom providers in all the countries, which is good. High-speed data. Like I said, I've had really good data speeds with this. That mobile hotspot I mentioned earlier, which is something that not all eSIMs are capable of doing, or sometimes they even limit like how many connections or how much you can do that. BNESIM doesn't have any limits on that, which is nice. Another cool thing is those automatic top-ups. Now again, not every eSIM pack has an automated top-up. I had a couple times where my top-ups didn't work. I did get notifications, I just kind of ignored them, and I thought it was going to top up, but it didn't. So that's one thing that maybe won't always work as you planned, but Also, lifetime data plans available. Like I said before, I love the lifetime data plans, especially if it's a place you're going to go to over and over again. It's just a nice way to always have data whenever you land, not have to worry about installing new packs every time. So that's pretty cool. The VPN that's built in is nice. Again, I have not tested that, so I'd like the idea of it, that it is a feature for those people who don't have a VPN on there. Another pro is customer service. They're quick to respond and they listen. In fact, I had a suggestion that they implemented on how the graph showing how much data you have left is implemented. So yeah, they actually listened and made an adjustment on the graphically, so that it makes it clearer for me at least to understand how much data I have left, which is pretty cool. Now, another pro is the fact that every plan starts with 30 days. Now, this may not be important to everybody, but if you're slow traveling or full-time travel like I do, that 30 days is pretty cool. A lot of eSIMs only have maybe 4 days, 7 days, 15 days plans. Maybe you only need 1 gig, but it only gives you like 4 days on 1 gig, which isn't going to be enough for a lot of people. So I like the fact that it comes with 30 days, whether you need it or not. It's really nice. Again, and just as going to same with a lot of eSIMs, you're going to have really good compatibility with most all of your modern smartphones. And also, again, that new one is that WhatsApp texting, even after you run out of data. And again, that's on all of the plans to start with a G. That's a really cool feature that I haven't used it, but it's super cool if you need it. A couple of the cons, again, we said, the plans are data only, which is common for most eSIMs. So your traditional phone calls, like mobile calling and texting, you're going to have to use an actual physical SIM card, or you're going to require a web-based app, like using WhatsApp or Messenger or something like that to interface that way. Another con is that they don't have any like unlimited data plans. So for instance, if you have like unlimited amount of data every month, they don't offer anything like that. However, 100 gigs is a lot. So if you're going through 100 gigs, I don't know if you even need that much, but I think it's pretty good other than that. Another con is I had a couple times I've had some connection issues, but luckily every single time it kind of sorted itself out within a minute or two, or by simply just turning on the airplane mode and turning it on and off, or restarting the phone, or even just turning the eSIM on and off as well. And if you have issues, there is really good customer service help files too. Now, before we wrap this up, If you want to stay connected and receive like more travel tips like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also check back regularly at our website, wanderinghartz.com, for any additional tools. We also have a whole resource page there too, showing you all of the stuff that we use to travel full time. So that can help you out too. Now, overall, I really do like BNESIM. Again, it is one of my favorite ones that I've been using. I've used it a ton. Whether you're traveling on vacation or not, it's a really good one. It's affordable. Overall, I'd give it 5 out of 5 stars. And I know that's saying a lot, but it is a solid one. I would lose half a star for connectivity issues, but also gains back another half star because of that lifetime data option, which is really unique to BNESIM. Now, if you want to check it out, I definitely recommend it. It will save you a bunch of money, especially with roaming charges and things like that. Thanks guys so much for making it this far in the video. Don't forget to take advantage of our exclusive 20% discount code to save you on your BNESIM if you decide to check it out. Every little bit helps, and we want to make your journey as affordable as possible. And if you're interested in more eSIM videos and options, you can check out our other videos on this subject, or if you're just interested in slow travel, definitely check out that on our channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching and happy wandering.